His name is On Myself. It's having a beautiful song that we've been playing via our local top 5 and also Sayidlala with feature that happens on Saturday. SAB's to get the HoodUp feature. We have him standing by on the line. Myself.
Sure.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to Inanda FM Interview.
Thanks a lot for having me, man. Really appreciate it.
Nice one. I mean, your name sounds very interesting, bro. Myself. How did it come about?
Myself, yeah. Hey, man. You know, I think as people, never mind just musicians or whatever, we always have people that we want to emulate. You know, people that whose level we want to reach, that we look up to, right? So I think with me, I took it a bit too far, and as some people might know, I used to sound a lot like Drake. Yeah. So for the longest time, I had to break away from that, you know, because it's not a good identity. Like, it's not a good way for people to identify you, because one Drake is enough, my brother. So I eventually had to do a bit of soul searching, and yeah, I think what I wanted to do was to find my own identity, hence the name Myself.
Oh, cool stuff, man. Sounds very interesting. But hey, tell us about your journey. How's your journey been like for you ever since you started doing this, music thing, the hip hop thing?
Look, it's been topsy-turvy, no lie. I started this thing in high school with friends. As friends, we were very experimental at the time with what we were doing. But my older brother had a studio, and, you know, he had started a label. My older brothers actually had started a label called AMS Records.
Yeah.
And we were around music, you know, my friends and I. My brother taught me how to produce when I was 11 years old.
Wow.
And so that's how I got into it. And eventually, after being in part of a group for a couple of years, I decided to take a bit of a break. I pursued football a bit. I wanted to play professionally. It didn't work out. I came back, and now, you know, I feel that I'm doing this music to sort of expand on what I was given as a talent. Having thought that football was my path, I figured that music now is my ultimate expression, because that doesn't have a lifespan like a DC career would, you know. So I've had my ups and my downs, but I feel that I finally found, you know, a voice, a message that I want to give out there, and it's just the beginning, you know, of my solo career. And so far so good. I just released my first single officially, like on all streaming platforms, on Thursday. Yesterday, I had something a little launch party with close friends of mine. So it's early days, but I'm excited, and things seem to be looking up.
Nice one. You just told me right now that you were playing soccer, and of course you had to leave soccer and come back and just do music. But hey, you could have choose any genre. It could be your kwaito, it could be your gospel. You chose hip hop. Why is hip hop? Why is that?
My brothers, honestly, my brothers grew up listening to hip hop, you know, so it's the first genre that I really, you know, I'm the last born of 4 boys. So, I mean, I really looked up to my older brothers, and I was always around them, and they listened to hip hop. So the first artist I actually grew to like was Eminem. But, you know, they listened to a lot of underground hip hop. They listened to various artists. Yeah. As much as I didn't understand much of what was going on at the time, but obviously something resonated, because at the end of the day, it's the genre that I chose amongst the many that I heard growing up. Obviously, in general, hip hop stuck with me, so it must be more of a calling than choosing hip hop per se.
Nice one. But hey, let's just speak about the song that you have. Your song, of course, called Mascara. You know, I was like, this guy, man, ukhuluma ngani methi mascara mfethu, myself and do mascara. I'm like, out, you know? So just let us know, basically. Feel like saying mascara, you know, the inspiration behind the song. What does that mean? Who's on the production, you know?
Yeah. So okay, let's start with the production one. Yeah, the production, I got the beat from like online from an American producer, is GC Beats.
Nice.
So yeah, and then the concept of the song came from a general conversation I was having about females and how they I mean, as a guy, I felt like, from what I'd seen about makeup and all of that, I felt like, hey man, this thing is a bit much, like I encountered one or two people who were like, you know what, no one can see me if I'm not looking all dolled up and that. And that's kind of where the song was inspired from, because I'm like, hey man, it's I don't think you can put I don't think you should attach your confidence to your appearance or solely to your physical appearance. It's a part of it, but I felt like it was a bit heavily one-sided in those particular individuals that I was thinking about. And so I wanted to address that issue, And also I feel that there was an angle of it that I couldn't leave out. I couldn't leave out the part where there's a line where I say, growing up I dissed this girl about her looks, she later forgave me. That's because I felt that it's insincere for me to absolve myself of any part to play in any female's lives. Like, they get insulted, or whatever the case may be, they made to feel insecure at one stage or another by guys who were like me when I was much younger. So I feel that, you kind of have to give back what you've taken eventually. And I felt that I owed it to them to also show a bit of understanding in the way that I would deliver the song, and not make it just an attack, on their being, So that's how the song came about, and that's how I wanted to present it.
Nice. It's September, and September Heritage Month, all right, that we celebrating. What does it mean to you, Lenyanga? Because I think it means a lot to you as now we go, because you're doing music, So Inyanga, we need to celebrate it. But what would you say about this month?
Honestly speaking, I keep saying this over and over to myself, that a lot of my songs have been in English, and English is the language that I master best, which only later in my life did I come to recognize, the irony of that whole thing. Because at the end of the day, I feel that your heritage it's your roots. You are not the solo individual that we make ourselves out to be sometimes. Like, you actually, like, your lineage matters. It is why you are where you are. If we're going to take it just one generation back, let's look at our parents and look at us. They had to go through a certain life and fight for certain things that some of us take for granted today, and that is also part of your heritage. So we have to know where we come from. We have to identify with our culture. We have to get to understand it better. And through my music, what I would love to do, and what I've started doing, is putting more and more vernac into it, because even the languages, our languages, they are so poetic and rich with meaning. They give us an insight into how we actually live as a people, where we come from. We need to embrace that more, because things are becoming a bit of a mess, my brother, and I can't say that I'm not guilty in some part, even though I may be doing music and it might be good and I may blow up, but I owe it to people to guide me and guide those who care enough back towards our roots, my brother. Like, I feel that's very important for me, and it dawned on me later in my life. I'm 29 now, and I honestly wish that I thought about this many, many years ago, so I could have started that journey to go back to my roots. I'm Ndebele, but I grew up speaking Sesotho, and now it's occurring to me that, you need to trace your roots. You need to go back to where you come from, so that you have an idea of how to present yourself going forward, and give that to the next generation, whether it's your kids or your cousins' kids, whatever that means to you. But I feel that we really, really, really need to go back to our roots. It's a big part we can't go forward without looking at the past.
It's loud and clear, my guy. It's loud and clear.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for your time. And of course, how do we get our music? Go online stores. And,
no, for sure. It's out on all digital streaming platforms. My social media, because I've got visual content as well that goes with the song. I've expanded on the theme of mascara and spoken to some ladies. So my social media handle is at myself_has_spoken. That's Instagram and YouTube by the same name, myself_has_spoken. And you can find the music on all streaming platforms.
All right, and that was myself right here on the HoodUp show. In a few, I'm just going to be giving you his song, Mascara, teaming up with Avanta right here on the HoodUp show. Let's get it.
2022.